Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I wanted to talk about the after show. Girl, the after show was kind of cute. Well, it was really Sanya and Sheree arguing. Okay, let's get into it. So, the after show starts off with Sanya and Sheree and Marlo. And Sheree says, I did hear it was you guys who had a conversation, basically talking about her birthday party and I guess Martell not paying for the check. And Sonya shakes her head no. Sonya. See, this is the thing, right? I've been trying to give Sonya a pass. I still don't understand why a lot of people, like the majority of people online, hate Sonya. I don't understand it. Um, I get that she has her ways, but we all got our ways. But girl, y'all can't stand Sonya. Um, uh, but Sonya, you just told a lie because you did have a conversation about the birthday party. They played the clip of you having a conversation with Kenya. That's how Kenya found out because Kenya wasn't there. I think Marlo's name got dragged into it because I think that maybe Sonya mentioned Marlo's name while she was having the conversation with Kenya about the birthday party. But Sonya, you told a lie, girl, because it was definitely you who had the conversation with Kenya. Again, girl, they rolled that beautiful bean footage, and you saw them having a conversation. Anyways, long story short, Sonya basically says that she expected or she thought that Martell was going to pay. We touched on this in the review, so for those who watch my reviews, shout out to you. I'm really going to regurgitate most of the stuff that I said earlier. But I'm with Sonya on this. Sonya, I believe that depending on the circles that you are a part of, you expect things to run a certain way. I feel in the real world, the people that may not be in the tax bracket of the Sonya Richards Ross, right? Or the Candy Burris's, right? Where, girl, if you were invited to a birthday party, I don't think that one person would expect one person to cover the entire table. I just don't think that. Now, I'm not saying that for some of you it hasn't happened where you were invited to a birthday party and your homegirl's man covered the whole tab. Great. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like most of the time, I think that people go in with the expectation of they're going to pay for their own food and they may even cover the birthday girls or birthday boys' food, right? Sheree tries to pull the okey doke on Sonya by saying that, oh, so I don't know why you would feel comfortable even letting another man pay for your man's food. Girl, when I tell you, Sheree was trying her hardest. Girl, when I tell you, Sheree was, girl, fighting for her life. Girl, to get out of that argument, to win that argument, I'm sorry. There's no way you're going to slice it or dice it. And I believe that Marlo talks too much trash about, for example, Marlo has said too many slick things about Candy and Todd and Candy taking care of Todd, which, might be the truth at one point in their relationship. But nonetheless, girl, Todd got his own money now, right? Now. Um, but for real though, girl, I feel like Marlo knew that Sonya was telling the truth. She just didn't want to get in the argument, so she stayed out of it. I'm not mad at Marlo for staying out of the argument, but I think that if I could be a fly on the wall, or we could be flies on the wall, I think that if Sheree and Marlo had that conversation, I think that in private, I'm hoping that Marlo told her, "Girl, Sonya was actually telling the truth. Girl, we was all shocked when when your man sent us a cash out request for our part of the meal, because we don't do that over here." They tried to bring in, I guess, the fact that Sheree and Martell had not been dating that long, and that shouldn't have been an expectation. I'm sorry. It, it this I ain't got no money. Okay, I'm poor. Okay. So I don't run the circles with the millionaires. Um, and I know that every person who has money does not operate the same. I remember I used to watch this show called Rich, the show with the rich and famous kids. It used to come on E back in the day. Remember, it was Dorothy Wang, EJ Johnson, basically the rich kids of Beverly Hills, pretty much. And I remember Dorothy acting a fool because somebody tried to get her to pay a $15 tab. They went to a restaurant and I guess they were all paying for their own meals. And girl, they tried to put $15 or something on Dorothy's tab that she didn't eat. And Dorothy was like, I'm not paying. Girl, no $15. Now, mind you, girl, Dorothy, daddy is worth like $3 million. Girl, they got money. They're not even rich, girl, they're wealthy. Okay. Um, so I get that some people, even when they have money, they still, girl, it is what it is. But I'm with Sanya. I'm with Sanya. Sheree tried to change the course of the conversation and make it about gender, about why would your man feel comfortable with another man paying, for his food. And just like she said, girl, I've went out with Candy and Todd plenty of times, and Todd has picked up the tab. It's not that big of a deal. I think that for some people in a certain tax bracket, they don't look at it like, oh, a man is paying for the food. Because if no tea, no shade, I don't want to go now. I might be going down a road that I shouldn't go down. If y'all niggas really got it, like the other niggas at the table may have it, then ain't nobody fussing and cussing about no man picking up the tab because that's what the niggas do because they got it like that. But when your nigga ain't got it like that, that's when it becomes the topic of conversation. And I could have swore I heard Sonya say that Ross was going to pay for that tab. Girl, y'all let me know. This is the thing, right? Y'all get mad at Andy when Andy be at the reunions and he be telling them to shut the hell up because this is where I needed Andy to step in because Sheree and Sonya were over talking each other. And at one point, it was hard to understand what they were saying. And I don't know about your TV, but on my TV, excuse me, whenever you do closed caption, girl, it doesn't, you know how like on like television shows where the words start popping up before they start saying what they're gonna say? Well, on YouTube, they come up as they're speaking. And sometimes they get the wrong word. So this is why I was like, oh, I wish Andy was here so he could like kind of calm them down so I could hear what the other person was saying. Because I had a hard time trying to hear what Sonya was saying and sometimes with Sheree. I knew what Sheree was just trying to bullshit. But I had a hard time trying to understand what Sonya was saying. But I could have swore that I heard Sonya say that Ross was going to pay for the tab. I guess I thought I heard Sonya say that. Did y'all hear Sonya say that on the after show? Because the truth of the matter is, hold up. Sorry, y'all. It's a lot going on. I forgot what I was saying. Uh, so yeah, I basically thought that I forgot what I was saying. Basically, long story short, I couldn't hear what Ralph was saying. I mean, I said, oh, girl, I can't. Oh God, girl, my mind is all over the place now. Um, I forgot what I was saying. I'm sorry, y'all. Uh, Long story short, I thought that Sonya was saying that Ross was going to cover the bill, and I wish that Andy was there so that way we could have got some clarification of what uh, Sonya was actually saying because, girl, that's what I thought I heard. I think at the end of the day, Sheree full of shit. I think that Marlo knows that Sheree is full of shit, and it ain't got nothing to do with genders. I feel like in certain groups of people, girl, if your nigga gonna pay, your nigga gonna pay. And I think that it is a damn shame and actually quite sad that girl if that Ross was gonna foot the bill, because I'm sure that everybody probably face gagged when they started asking when Martell started asking for his money back. You're like, girl, what? Oh, girl, don't bring that broke nigga over here around here no more, girl. You know we don't do like you know we don't move like that over here, okay? Um, and I want to say this too. I really want people to stop. I've come to realize, based off of the comments that I see online, that a lot of people are not. I don't know if other people can get outside of their world to realize that other people operate a certain way. Like whenever we have conversations about like child support, there's so many people in the comments saying it don't take that much to raise no child. No, it don't take that much to raise your child. Okay. Oh my God, girl, we splitting bills. No, girl, we split bills. Some of the rich people don't. Okay, they pay the bill in full and gone by their business. You know what I'm saying? So I think we have to sometimes stop thinking that the world all like everybody in the world they operate on how we operate, because that's just not the truth. Okay. Anyways, they talk about Ralph hugging everybody in the room. We talked about that. I thought that Ralph was being malicious. I really do. I don't think that Drew walked into that room being mean, trying to embarrass Ralph. I think as she walked by each person, she spoke to each person as she made her way to her husband. I want us to stop acting like, because I'm going off by what some of the people were saying in the comment sections on like the neighborhood talk and stuff. I want us to stop acting like Ralph and Drew had just not seen each other that same day. We acting like Ralph was gone for 2 months. We acting like Drew was gone for 10 days. They had just saw each other, girl. They live with each other. Ralph tried to embarrass Drew. By the time Drew made it to Ralph, he then decided to go around and start speaking to people. I think he felt the way because Drew hugged Ross. But the fact of the matter is, if you go back and watch the episode, Ross actually waved to Drew and he started walking around Ralph to make his way to Drew. And that's when Drew just went up and greeted him. And then she turned to her husband, and then that's when her husband decided to go speak to Kenya and the other girls, even though he was already in that same spot when Drew walked in. Anyways, Candy questioned Drew and her sisters, I guess, motives behind the mental health. Because again, I think we all have this thing that we need to stop thinking that because someone looks like they may be okay, um, that means that they're okay. So Candy was going by, oh girl, your sister look like she's doing fine, but now y'all trying to act like she got mental health issues. Girl, we all look like we're doing fine, but girl, on the inside, honey, girl, we might be quietly dying, okay? Um, so she was basically questioning whether or not Drew was telling the truth when it came to um, her and her storyline, and I guess her and her sister's storyline. Um, and then Kenya discussed her embryos. Oh, she basically said also, don't be offended, but people question whether or not your story. Basically, told Drew to her face, people question whether or not your stories are real. Um, then Kenya talked about her embryos. Again, Kenya's not going through with that. She already let us know through TMZ. And then Ralph is not in counseling. All right, y'all. I gotta go. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Bye.